morning. Good morning. Welcome to Community Day. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and I'm Ruth. If you've taken my class before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome to the class. The couple little reminders that I talk about every time I teach. First one is you're here to take good care of your body. So if I'm teaching or showing a pose that makes no sense for you, if it causes pain, discomfort, there's that space between discomfort and pain. If it hurts, you just don't do it. Any exercise class you take, that's always a good way to approach, because we all have different abilities, and there are days that everything works really well, and there are days where some other things work real well. So just honor your body. It has taken you pretty darn far in your life, so up to this day, so let's take good care of it. If you have the chance to get a beverage, I am very, very positive on hydration. Water is wonderful, but it's 9 a.m. If you're still having your cup of this or cup of that, that's fine too. So cup of tea for me.
Hey, Ron. She's here.
Let's get comfortable in our chairs. We're just gonna move around and feel like what connections you can make, and just maybe some gentle circles. You can have your hands on your hips if that feels all right. You can have your hands pretty much anywhere. And then we'll go the other way, very gentle. Maybe you're noticing what happens in your feet and ankles as we come around. Let's kind of find our center, shoulders over hips. Press gently into the, ever so gently, and we're just going to stretch fingers down towards the knees, touch into chest, forward folding, releasing the shoulders away from the ears, and walk on back. To make a gentle early morning back bend, what we're going to do is notice our shoulders. See, I'm going to roll them a little bit, and then I'm going to try to bring my shoulder blades together like I'm trying to grasp a pencil between them. Something, a pencil, a spatula, something that needs to be held, and then release. We'll go forward again, tucking the chin. Exhaling, moving with the breath. Bring those shoulder blades together. Maybe take your eyes up to the ceiling. Keep the chin nice and steady, and then one more forward fold. Big breath in. Exhale, come on back. With that continued awareness to where your feet are, just give them a little bitty stomp. Feel your pinky toes, feel your big toes. Shoes on, shoes off, all is good. I just would like you to be super comfortable and connected to the earth. What we're going to do is move into some breath awareness. Hand to the heart always helps me, hand to the belly. So when I inhale, or when we're all inhaling together, no worries about what happens. Just feel the inhale and feel the exhale.
Ruth, do you think you can turn up your volume a little bit more?
Sure.
Thank you.
Let me do. Oh, golly, yes, I can.
Perfect.
Okay. So hand on the heart, hand on the belly. And from this first kind of step into breath awareness, let's take one part of the breath. Notice where your breath moves in and moves out. If possible, we're breathing in through our noses and out through our noses. If that doesn't work for you, use your mouth, use anything you can to get a big breath in and release everything out. For some folks, this feels great with eyes closed, gives an extra chance to get centered in your practice this morning. letting go of all the stuff that's kind of out and around you. Maybe thoughts, plans for the day, worries about yesterday, concerns for tomorrow. Guess what? This is your moment here, just to find your breath and let it go, because we have this moment, we have the present. And as your breath slows, maybe your brain is taking a little bit of a break, letting go of some of the busyness. And then slowly we're going to open our eyes. I'm going to wave good morning, everyone. I can't see everybody who's here, but I am glad to see you all. We're going to move around the spine, around the body. We're going to move into wrists. We're going to move into feet. And again, work with your flexibility. And what I'm doing is a guide. It's not a rule book. So I like to tell my students that we're not a synchronized yoga team. We are a bunch of people enjoying connecting breath with motion. So let's inhale, arms just halfway up. And then notice, I'm kind of doing a little bit more than typical, but notice when the shoulders come up, my neck gets short. But when my shoulders come down, my neck's just a little bit longer. And that can feel pretty good. Touching thumb to first finger, thumb to middle finger, thumb to ring finger, thumb to pinky, thumb to pinky, thumb to ring finger, thumb to middle finger, thumb to first finger. Let's roll palms up towards the ceiling and exhale, bring them down. Inhale, expanding, and exhale, releasing. Breath in, breath out. Let's keep the arms just where they are. They are probably feeling a little bit warm, and for that you can thank me now or thank me later. We're going to lift our heels up and tap, tap, tap our feet to a V. And maybe your feet will line up with the legs of your chair. Maybe having them closer in feels all right. Maybe wider. We just want a little bit more stability because we're going to breathe in tall, find that nice long spine, and exhale. Left hand goes to right knee, right hand comes on top. Notice my shoulders are staying forward for right now. I'm going to breathe in tall and then take my gaze over to that right shoulder. That might be plenty. And we're going to stick with this for an in-breath. And then we're exhaling, taking our gaze back to center, release those arms. Settle down here. Inhale those arms one notch higher to kind of like the V for victory. Can we circle our wrists once, twice, 3 times, and then the other way. Once, twice, 3 times. Breathe in tall. Right hand goes to left knee, left hand on top. Shoulders stay as close to forward as you can get them. And then we'll inhale, look over that left shoulder. So the outsides of your feet are key to getting a lot of depth into this pose. Press to those outside edges, creating a little bit of energy up your legs, up your core. Breathe in. And we're going to exhale, float forward. Now, arms can be out or arms can hold onto the chair. We're going to pick up foot number 1. Doesn't matter left or right. Just give it a little shake. Place that back down on earth. And again, wide arms, close arms. Next foot comes out. Just give it a little shake. Press it down to the earth. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to add to our twist. Might have already gone further with it. That's fine. But round 2. Press into toes. Press into heels. And if you can spread those toes, that's great. Or just feeling that there is a little spread possible, that your toes do not need to come out wide as your fingers. It's just making sure that we take full advantage of every centimeter of foot we have on the ground. Now it feels great as we walk around in our daily lives. It's good to be super foot aware. We want to stay upright. Yeah, so the more we understand how our feet work, the steadier we're going to be. Let's inhale tall. Arms up to that V again. Yeah. And the one change here is we're going to press our hands away. So the tops of our hands are coming towards the tops of our arms. And this is for all of us who spend too much time behind the keyboard or chopping in the kitchen. You know who you are. So just release, relax, open, shut, 1, 2, 3. Now left arm, nothing big is changing here. We're inhaling tall, left hand to right knee, right hand on top. This is where you can get creative. Maybe you're looking towards that right shoulder. Maybe you can rotate that left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. And play with this. Right hand on the hip. Right hand behind the chair. Just kind of feel your spine. Feel kind of a stretch in your side body. Stop before it hurts. Stay where it kind of feels interesting. Breathe in. And we're exhaling. Now let's take these arms up a little taller as we come to center. Hands to the knees, stretch up tall. Gentle forward fold in the middle of all of this. So inhale, elbows start bending, chin comes to chest. Can you feel your shoulder stretch towards your waistband? Modified fold right here, and it's a lot. Your crown is stretching towards the front of your mat or your chair or your room. Your tailbone is stretching towards the chair. So there's a lot of activity in the stillness. Some of us are so comfortable with forward folds, we can dive a little lower. This forward fold or this forward fold. Kind of pick your favorite. And be aware that last week's favorite will probably not be the same as today's. So breathe in. And then I'm just going to warn you, first push up of the day. Hands to the knees, elbows. No chicken wing. Bring the elbows in. Press, 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 press up. Relax down. We're inhaling our arms a little higher now. So some of us, this is going to be perfect for our shoulders. Some of us can come up a little taller. Maybe palms look at each other. Maybe they don't. Breathe in tall. Right hand to left knee. Left hand on top. Look around to left shoulder. Engage your outside edges of your feet. And find your rotation. Some of us, there's a lot of body movement. Some of us, there's a little less body movement, but the same sensation of opening in your midsection around your lumbar spine. Breathing in. And here we go. Back to the center. Roll the shoulders back once, twice, 3 times, and gentle movement. Let's relax the feet, give them a little energy, a little movement. Inhale tall. And we're just going to move around our core, kind of playing with the openness we've created. We'll inhale tall, exhale across, inhale tall, exhale across, and then let's meet in the middle. Roll the shoulders. We're going to lift those heels and tap, tap, tap our feet back in. Inhale the arms nice and tall. Exhale. Now this is where we're going to go into what I call yogini's choice. That's you, yoga student. We're going to add a little bit of ankle movement here. So for some of us, toes on the ground is perfect. Some of us can lift that foot up. What our goal here is to get a little flexibility in our ankle. So if you can lift the foot, maybe brace it with your hands and move in circles. If your toes are on the ground or your foot is up, change that circle. If you're feeling pretty spicy today and you want to add a little bit more hip stretch, 2 ways to do that. One is certainly plant that right foot, lift taller, bring that left knee in for a hug. That does not work for your body. Guess what? Forward fold, right heel picks up and kind of float your body a little to the left. And we'll come back up. Ooh, if you're low, you get the bonus of an extra push-up. You never want to miss that chance. Palms to the legs, elbows to the ribs. Push yourself up. Let's do a deep breath in, hands up overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart, connect palms, fingertips together, press thumbs gently into chest. Breathing into the feet, the hands, feeling all the edges. And exhale. Foot number 2. Bring up that heel. Maybe it's a circle with a toe on the ground. Maybe you're going to lift a little bit more to feel around. What works for one side may not work the same for the other. And take that circle the other way. Okay. We're going to do that deeper fold, either knee coming in or body coming down and left heel picking up while your body comes over that right leg. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Both feet steady on the ground, coming up. Palms pressed to thighs, elbows pressed to ribs. Back of your arms are probably feeling a little warm and toasty. And as I like to say, you're welcome. And let's do a gentle lift. Hands to the edges of the chair. Lift as if you're about to sit up, but not quite. We're doing a modified chair pose. So nose over toes. Energize as if you're about to lift up. And if you're having fun and you want to lift your rear end a centimeter off your chair, that's fine. Good morning to my quadriceps, these big old muscles in the front of my legs. Whew. And let's sit down. Give it a little wiggle. Give it a little shake. Okay. Roll the shoulders back. Now, I'm going to say for just a moment or two, this might be a good time to take a hydration break. I'm going to do it. I like to take a little break somewhere in the middle of class, and we're going to move to some standing work if that works for you. So our ascent, which is part of the practice, is hands to the chair, shoulders release, feet to the ground, nose over toes. And this time, rather than staying in that super active position, we get to push on up. I am going to move my camera. There we go. There's my AV squad hard at work. Grab something to drink. Cheers. And let's just move back into a bit of breath awareness. And if you're seated, stay seated. Everything we do standing is very easily and well done from the waist up. Roll the shoulders down. A little space between the feet so you're super grounded. Breathing in. And tracing your breath, feeling that expansion of your lungs like you're filling up a balloon. And exhale, coming down. Breathing in. And the breath go. Energizing with the in-breath and easing with the exhale. I'm going to take my shoulders up to my ears for a little visit. The best part of this is releasing, and I'm, how nice it is to be back in my long neck. we're going to move behind the chair, which is going to look a little different for me than for you, because I want you to look at me like this, but I want you to see what I'm doing like this. So here we go. Relax the shoulders down, and we're moving into some balance poses. Balance is something that if we practice and stay mindful, we're able to kind of maintain and sometimes improve if we take this time. Now, like many things, when you're active, alert, and engaged with this, it's more likely you'll say, hey, tomorrow you'll be in your kitchen. This is always my trick. You're in the kitchen, there's the counter or the back of a chair. You're going to look forward, and we're doing that right now. Let's just look forward. Focus on something steady that's not going to move, and lift the heels with an inhale. Wobbling is expected, and exhale, come down. Now, those who've done this a few times may go into the kind of the spicier options with maybe an arm coming up, coming down, maybe some arm movement to the sides. Just enjoy what is happening versus what isn't. If you're able to lightly press hands to the chair and lift your heels, enjoy that, because that gets everything we want done. If you're saying, can she bring her heels down? Can I bring my heels down? Let's stay here just an extra second. Breathe in, and then we're going to exhale. Now, soften the knees, because I call these popsicle stick legs when I kind of would walk like this, and I don't want that for any of us. So let's soften our knees a bit. And then holding onto the chair, not an option. Let's hold onto the chair and just lift up those toes, give them a wiggle. And with all of these balance challenges, don't do what I do. Keep your focus on something steady. Bring the feet down. And we're going to do the horse kick, donkey kick. So horses kick out, donkeys kick back, or vice versa. It might be the other way, but let's just give a little movement into legs, into hips, maybe bringing a big circle. And it's like you're drawing the outside of a circle with your hips, and your shoulders might get involved, or your hands are here. Change direction and reset. This is mountain pose. You don't need to move. I'm just going to show you. Mountain pose has fingers stretching towards the earth in your crown, stretching towards the ceiling, feet steady on the ground. In the chair or standing, same. We're stretching our spine, finding a little bit more room for breath, and exhaling. So if you're in the chair, you're staying forward facing, lifting left heel, taking that left foot back behind you. And if you're saying, am I going to do that from the standing position? Oh, yes, you are. We'll take that left foot back, right knee over right ankle. If you're in the chair, I want that right foot sliding forward a little bit, and see if you can get length in your spine. If you're in the chair, I'm going to encourage a lot of arm movement. So you've got your steady base coming from here. If you're standing, your steady base starts at your feet. Then you bring your thighs in towards each other like you're trying to squeeze a funny shaped beach ball. And then we're going to lift and lower. If you're seated, I want large arm movements like this. If you're trying this for the first time standing, just be kind, be gentle. Start with a little bit of support, just like we did with our heel raises. See what's possible. If you're in your seat, bring hands to the heart. Bring your feet together. Forward fold. Standing, folks, hands to the chair. We're forward folding in a different way. We're bringing lots of weight into that right leg, lifting left heel. Maybe that left foot feels a little lighter. Some people with hip bones looking at the ground, we don't want to open up. We want to keep hip bones looking at the ground, can lift that left foot. And if that foot is lifted, you can add a circle or two. Then all of us, if you're seated, hands to your thighs, elbows to your ribs, push up. If you're standing, slide left foot to meet right, circles around. And circle the other way. More circles. If you are seated, Barbie feet your feet out to the edges of the chair, so you have a little wider base. Standing, now your left hip is closer to the chair. We can get to mountain, seated or standing, left hand to your hip or to the chair. Right foot comes out just a little bit wider. If you're standing, inhale that right arm up. Now your hips may come out. Your arm may go over to the left. Just a big old side stretch. Your palm can be looking at the floor. You can take your gaze to ceiling or to toe, whatever feels most steady for you. Big breath in. And exhale, let's bring everything back. Seated folks, standing folks, move your feet closer in. Seated folks, left hand to your hip. Standing folks, left hand to the chair. And we're going to do a gentle revisit of that ankle circle. So heel comes up, shoulders length, so shoulders are even with the ceiling. Right arm comes out to support you. Seated or standing, I want that right arm out. And maybe right heel comes up off the ground and you do circles. Maybe right foot comes up off the ground and you do circles. Kind of see what's possible here. And if this is an old friend pose and you just want to go to a different spicier level, that's fine. Just make sure your spine stays long. Maybe you're bringing nose to knee. Maybe you're bringing peace sign fingers to big toe. Kind of feel what works this morning and know that when we're here, it's in the same family as all the kind of the circus-like things that I was showing. So we're engaging our core. We're bringing that foot down. We're giving our hips a circle. 90-degree turn. Do, 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 back of the chair. Before we move to our second sun salutation, we're going to do a lovely forward fold. If you're seated, again, Barbie foot, tap, tap, tap out, hands to the knees, breathe in everybody. Standing folks are moving feet back, arms between the biceps. Seated folks, that deep forward fold, hinging at the hips and releasing down. If you're standing, please soften your knees. Maybe you're going to walk the dog, which is bending one knee, bending the other. And the same idea just kind of continues as a thread. When we're forward folding, top of the head is stretching forward, tailbone, a little like a peacock. We're going to try to flare it up to the ceiling just a bit for that extra bit of back stretch. If there's intensity in your shoulders, you can walk closer in. And then we're going to look towards the front of the chair. If you're seated, bring that push up to come back up to an upright position, shoulders over hips. Standing folks, we're bringing that right foot forward, left heel up. If you're seated, left foot back, right, second side. I may have a little cattywampus here. So we're moving that stretch into the right hip, right foot forward, left foot back, and sink. Again, if it's a spicy day, you're doing a lift and a lower, adding on any elements that make this kind of interesting and fun to you, not to 20-year-old you, But to you as you are, whatever this moment is, you're just going to find a little challenge. And then hands to the chair. Breathe in. If you're seated, bring your feet even, forward fold. If you're standing, forward fold. That right leg is going to get super activated. And then we're going to step forward, circle those hips, circle the other way. And now, side two. Ready? Don't do furniture moving. That's what I get to do. I want to see you all and have you see me. So we're at the side of the chair. And the first time we did this, we found our mountain. So let's go back to that nice steady space. Release the shoulders. If you're seated, make sure there's daylight between your feet. Activate feet. Lengthen the spine. I'm going to move away a little bit. And inhale, finding that big breath. Hands to heart. Now, before we move into our deep, deep balance poses here, I want us to practice something called lion's breath. Lion's breath is good fun. I'm actually going to come in to kind of show you all how silly this can look, and that's actually on purpose. So lion's breath is a chance to breathe in nice and deep and exhale, releasing. But when you're releasing, especially because we're home and we're able to just make the greatest faces ever. This isn't recorded. Well, it's kind of recorded, but mainly me. So when you're exhaling, you get to open your eyes wide, flare your nostrils, maybe stick out your tongue like. The idea is cleansing your whatever needs to be cleansed out of you. So you're breathing in. I'm stepping back so you can have the full delight. So I want my feet nice and steady. And if you're in your chair, I want a little rocking motion first. So you're really noticing where your rear is connected to the chair. We're all going to start in this kind of wide leg mountain. Inhaling fresh air, fresh energy. And exhaling anything that just needs to go. You can be super loud. Only our dogs or cats or spouses or loved ones can hear, but it's good. We're releasing, and this fresh energy is kind of making, you might feel a little tingly, you might feel just fine. Let's breathe in again, fresh air, fresh energy, and exhale, releasing any old thing that doesn't suit you. And then one more time, release those shoulders, give everything a little bit of a shake. This time we'll breathe in fresh energy and exhaling, letting anything go. And maybe that fresh energy can just kind of circulate out and around you, maybe to come to you, toward those who need it in your life. Breath in, fresh energy. Breath out, releasing. And knowing that it's a kind of silly practice, I know. However, it gives you kind of a jump start. Easier than a cup of coffee, quicker than a therapy session. And let's come to the sides of our chairs. Relax the shoulders down. We're going to step that outside leg out. Release the shoulders down. And that stretch to the second side. So left arm comes up. Left hips may come out. Stretch, stretch, stretch to the side. Maybe at this point you're releasing your neck. You're in the chair, hand to the hip. Let's come on back. Step feet together, give everything a little wiggle and a little shake. Seated folks, you have a lot. I have great hopes that because your base is so steady, when we move to our next ankle circle, that you might be able to bring your arms out if you're seated. If this is new to you, use your left arm to hold you steady and you're standing. Everybody has that left arm up, and then we're doing whatever circle our left ankle lets us do. And maybe the foot comes up. We go to side two, circle two, steady gaze, looking at something that's not likely to move. And again, you're welcome to bring your own flavor and flair to this. If there's something different you want to do with this pose that makes sense for your body, please do. Maybe arms out, maybe arms up. Maybe all that just seems like silliness, and that's good. We'll bring that foot down. We're going to shake around big circles each time that our hips get a little bit more open. And guess what? One more big old forward fold. If you're in your chair, again, Barbie foot, do that Barbie foot to get a little space between your knees. If you're standing, 90-degree rotation, hands to the chair, release the shoulders. We're all breathing in tall. And our exhale is taking us to a forward fold. Shoulders coming down, hips coming up. For some of us, it may feel like it's time to go to a downward dog, which is just this pose with a little bit of different angle. Your hands come down to the earth. I'm not going to demonstrate that because if you know what I'm talking about, you're setting yourself up with soft knees, breathing in. Your hands are on the earth and you're in downward dog. Make sure you get a little extra stretch. And we'll breathe in together. If you're in down dog, work your way up gently to a halfway fold, just like we are. And then we're going to all walk ourselves or stretch ourselves back to a mountain, seated or standing. Release the shoulders, give those fingers a wiggle. Again, I'm doing my furniture moving act. I don't want anybody else to. I'm going to move I'm calling in my cameraman up. There she is. She didn't go on strike this week. So here's the funny trick. When you're, this is just me doing a little bit more to help us all get a little bit of body awareness. So if you're already sitting down, that's fine. When we're have this moment or minutes together to get some body awareness, it's kind of nice to practice safe seating. Safe seating. I know what you're thinking. We're going to take our legs in front of the chair. Now I'm going to tap myself backwards till I feel my calves on the back of the chair. Then I start my knee bending and I bring my hands down to the exterior edges of the chair and I thread the needle. One of my favorite students, and if you've ever taken my class, you are one of my favorite students, but I have to attribute this particular sequence to Jerry, because Jerry has shown me some really great ways to get in and out of danger situations. He schooled me on really being body aware with what we call transfers, like lifting up or calming down. So here we go. And we're going to come forward in our chair a little bit because now it's time to do a few gentle back bends before we finish up for the day. So back bends may right away make you think of gym class or Simone Biles and all of that glory of a full wheel where your hands go. We're not doing that today, and we're not doing that tomorrow, and we're not doing that next week. But we are going to find a really delightful way to stretch our backs. So again, foot awareness, feel your pinky toes, feel your big toes, feel the edges of your heels. They're kind of that half circle. Claim that real estate. We're going to inhale tall. And we're moving through a cat-cow sequence. And those of you at home are super welcome to add in any audio that goes with a cat-cow sequence. I'm going to turn in my chair just for a second so you can see kind of the things that happen with our backs as we go through this. We start nice and tall. And then when we exhale, we round. It's our upper back and our coming back, our chin coming towards chest, shoulder blades coming apart. My elbows are softening. And then I move to a tall breath. And then the exhale happens. And then my elbows move back. My heart opens. I'm going to take my gaze, not a big chin lift, maybe half an inch. I'm going to take my gaze towards the sky, pull elbows towards the wrist, shoulder blades together, looking up, opening your heart, and then exhaling, rolling back. Chin to chest, round your back. I'm going to move so I can kind of keep in sequence with y'all. Exhale, elbows bend towards the ribs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Rounding, rounding, rounding here, chin to chest. Exhale, shoulder blades coming together, elbows towards the ribs. Looking up and seeing if you can just add a little something so your chest, your heart feels nice and stretched. And exhale, round. And inhale, let's move this. In case you're wondering, moving, this is our cow. And exhale, just like that cat on a fence. And inhale one more time. Exhale, rolling back. And inhale, let's find our tall spine. Return to our mountain pose. This active pose that looks like you're in stillness, and you are. However, your shoulders are relaxing down your spine. Your fingertips are stretching towards the earth. Big toes, pinky toes, really active on the earth. Crown of your head is stretching. It's very likely and or possible as you do this last active mountain pose, you're feeling like your core engaged. That's pretty good. That's great. You may even feel your legs engaged, and that's great. And if you don't, are you breathing? Because that's the most important part. Let's just breathe in here. Exhale, relax everything. Bring those hands up overhead and hands to heart. Now here comes a few moments of breath awareness. We're moving into our Shavasana, which is our resting pose. We're going to move back in our chair, back so far that possibly your back is touching the back of your chair. If you can't reach there, no big deal. If you have a mat and you want to relax in traditional Shavasana pose on your spine, that's great too. Try to find that space with connection of feet to earth and back to chair. I'm going to encourage all of us to close our eyes and notice the breath. Breathing in, aware of the in-breath. Breathing out, aware of the exhale. Inviting ease and softness to all the muscles around your face, around your neck. Feeling that ease, that warmth as it floats down to your shoulders. Letting go here, letting the arms relax into your lap. Feeling ease in your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Feeling your fingers, finding that ease. Inhale is going to bring ease to your upper back, your mid back, all the way down. Capture your next inhale. We're going to feel ease Warmth going down our chests, our ribs, our bellies. Inhaling as we find ease in our legs. In my left leg, relax into my chair. My left knee, left ankle, and all my toes are finding ease. Releasing from anything that is holding me back. Feeling my right hip, my right knee, my right ankle, feeling my right toes. Finding ease. My whole body relaxed. Finding a very quiet mind, slowing down breath, slowing down brain. Ready, we're going to just blink our eyes open very gently, staying with this level of ease, staying with the benefits the practice brought you this morning. We're going to take one big stretch together as we finish class. Arms are nice and wide, and we're exhaling, hug in. If your hands get to shoulders, great. If they get to elbows, fabulous. Pat on the back. Thank you so much for coming, enjoying Joy Community Day. There's so many beautiful things happening. Thanks, Redwood City and Trevande, for bringing this program together. Namaste.
Thank you, Ruth Russ from Adaptive PE. We'll see you in the next session.
Yes, take care, my friends. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.